Hey, my YouTube friends. We last left off on the Monte Carlo where I cut out the rust hole that was up against the quarter panel and wheel well area underneath the rear seat on the driver's side. It was pretty bad. I knew that the motor mount or the body mount was there, and by the looks of it, the motor mount wasn't attached to the vehicle anymore. But I wasn't really sure until I got it cut out what it was going to entail under there. We got it cut out. It was no longer attached to the car, and it was in really bad shape. I got several hours into cleaning that area up, getting the body mount out, and then making some new pieces to go in there. I didn't film it, to be honest. I used some scrap stuff around here to make it, some really ugly scrap stuff. I wasn't sure how it was going to turn out. I didn't want to film something that I wasn't going to use or that just made it look like I was a total hack. You know, you can say what you want, but it actually came out really good. I wish I would have filmed it. So here's where we're at right now. I'll show you what I made these pieces out of and how bad they were, what I've got cleaned up, kind of explain what's going on and what the next steps are. Some of this is going to be underneath the vehicle. I don't have a lift here, so I don't know if I'll actually be able to, you know, get the camera set up underneath the car and be able to film what's going on. I don't have a GoPro yet that I can strap to me and get a bird's eye view of what's going on. So I'll show you what's going on, kind of explain where we're at, and then I can kind of video from the top side of what's going on once I figure it out and get it in there. So here, let me show you what we got going on here. So this is the body mount. I sandblasted it, cleaned it up, rubber bushing, metal insert. This piece is supposed to be welded to the bottom of the car. I sandblasted this, cleaned it up. It does have a little hole in there, but it actually gets welded to this. So I made this piece here. This piece will actually go under the vehicle. I will cut a small section off of the bottom of the car where it was rotted out, just to give it a nice clean straight line. And then this actually slips over what's there. So it's a cover of what's there. It'll replace what is missing and then cover over what is there. I'll drill through the floor inside the car, and I will put spot welds all the way along these ridges. So it'll be welded into the bottom of the car. Then I'll weld along this edge, you know, where it mounts to the car. So it'll be welded in there nice and solid. Then this will get put in wherever the body mount lands on the frame. This will get spot welded into, gives it extra strength. And then this, you know, so underneath the car, it'll basically be, you know, like so, under the car. New structure. Frame mounts all nice and cleaned up. Sandblasted the bolts, cleaned that. I re-tapped these, cleaned them up, so, you know, the body mount bolt goes in all nice and smooth instead of all chunky like it was. This piece here was a pain in the butt to get disconnected from the actual bolt. So this little diamond piece goes in here. And normally it has this little metal cage around here that kind of allows this to to move around and get your adjustment. Since I have the floor open, what I'm going to do is once I figure out where the hole needs to go, I'll get the hole drilled in there. I'll put this piece in here. We'll bolt the body mount stuff all back together so that it's part of the car, and I'll just weld that in. You know, if I ever have a problem to where I need to take this all back apart, you know, I got bigger issues going on than just a little body mount. So this will get welded in there. It'll all bolt up real nice and neat, and we have a new body mount here. So, or new-ish, I should say. Like I said, I made this from scrap pieces. This is actually what I ended up making it from. I have a whole bunch of this metal. It came from a project that I still have that I started when I was 18 till probably about 21. You know, I thought I was going to build the baddest mini truck around. I had no idea really what I was doing at that age in my life. I still have it, but at that age, I got in over my head. And these are pieces that I will not use on that car anymore. I didn't know what I was doing. I was working with what I had. You know, now I will make new pieces and a metal brake that instead of, you know, being an 8-inch piece welded together to go all along the side of the vehicle, I'll be able to make it all in one piece now. So I'll never use those again. But I hammered them out straight. I sandblasted it. I put it in the metal shear, cut them into nice square pieces, welded the two together so that I welded both sides so it's nice, good, and solid. Cleaned it up, threw it in my brake, bent it up, and I made basically a slip cover. I do have to make another one of these for the rear. I do have to, there's one in the trunk that is rotted out as well. So that's why I have these other two pieces here, these rotted spider web filled garbage pieces basically that I turned into something useful. So I will film that when I do it, since this one came out so nice. And I wish I would have filmed doing it. I'm going to film that. And you guys will kind of get to see the process of how you can take some rusty old junk metal and turn it into something useful. So thanks for joining us, you know, for this small little clip of a piece that I'm doing. It's lunchtime for me, so I'm going to head in, but I just wanted to get something filmed here that kind of explained what I've been doing the last couple of days that I wasn't filming. So sorry I didn't film that. I'll film it on the next body mount that I repair, and I will film this one getting installed and put back together. So on another side note, I did get underneath there and I measured all the way around the car where all the body mounts are, and because the two body mounts on the rear, 2 or 3 body mounts on the rear of the driver's side were no longer connected to the car is sitting a 1/2 inch lower on that side than it is on the passenger side. I got underneath there, I looked at the passenger side. They are rusty, but they're all in one piece. So I'll hit those with sandblaster and clean them up underneath the car, and you know, they'll get rust proofed and undercoated. But on this driver's side, I got to get the body lifted back up a 1/2 inch. So that'll be interesting. I only have one jack here. I wish I had multiple jacks for cases like this. But I got to get underneath the car with some boards underneath there and carefully try and lift the car back up a 1/2 inch so that I can even get these new pieces that I made in, because 1/2 inch lower, it's hitting into the body mount instead of riding on top of it. So I got to get it up so that I can get it over the top of the body mount. So I think I'm going to go through the rust hole on the quarter panel with a chain or a tow strap of some kind and use my engine hoist to pick up on the rear of the car through the rust hole. Since I'm putting new quarters on it, who cares if I, damage the quarter? And then I'll get under the door area with the jack and the 2x4, and we'll jack up at the same time to get that car up the half an inch that I need to slide these new pieces in. So I'll film that. That'll be some interesting little finagling that I'll have to figure out along the way. So again, thanks for joining us. I'm going to go in and eat some lunch, and I'll be back out here a little bit later to clean out the trunk and figure out that body mount area that is rotted out there. See what I got to take apart, what I got to cut out to get in there, because I'm going to do both at the same time. I might as well. I'm not going to jack the car up a half an inch to slide one in and not do the other one at the same time. So we're going to do both of them together. So that's the next project. Kind of a little sidetrack from doing the floor repair, but I gotta do both at the same time. So we're gonna get the trunk repair started and then continue on with the floor. So I'm out, everybody. Thanks for joining. Oops.